a video on milk powder, which I've been faffing with. Oh, my friend said I should say this. She said I should tell people to like and subscribe. So, like and subscribe. She seems to think it's important. I'm not so sure. But anyway, so I've been faffing around with milk powder. I've baked it and I've turned it into yogurt and a few different things. I was kind of thinking, well, if we can turn it into yogurt, can we turn it into cheese? Will it curdle? So we're going to do it a slightly different way. So we'll do it. Ooh, I'm steaming up the camera. So I'm going to do it like a Monaco ricotta. So normally you add milk powder to cold water. This is boiling. So there's 500 milliliters of recently boiled water, and then there's 1.5 times the normal amount of milk powder that I'm going to put in. Normally it's 10 grams per 100 milliliters. I'm going to put in 15 grams for every 100 milliliters. So there's 500 milliliters of water, 75 grams worth of milk powder. Mix that in like that, and then it'll form a milk. That's a bit there, and then I never got the vinegar, did I? And then I've got some cheap white vinegar. So we'll I'll have to go and get it because I've forgotten. Right, I've got it. So it's spirit vinegar. I bought it for some other projects in a 5 litre because I was using lots at that time. I would use like lemon juice if we're going to just kind of curdle some milk, see if it turns into curds and whey. But I don't really want to waste lemon juice, so we've got some vinegar, so it'll do the same job. And then I have got a plan for the curds. I'm not going to start making any cheese. I don't want to start doing that. I've had a faff around with cheese. I've matured some cheese. That was kind of quite interesting. But I don't want to be making cheese. I'm just curious to know if we want to make cheese curds from milk powder. So a tablespoon worth of spirit vinegar. Give that a move around, and then maybe another one, maybe two. Give that a move around, and then we'll put the lid on. Ah, it's starting to work. It's starting to work. Right, so we can just see that it's splitting into curds. So lid on, and we'll leave it for 10 minutes or so, and then we'll have a look at it and see what happens. Right, let's have a look. So we certainly have split into curds and whey. You can see. So this is the cloth that I use for lots of straining. It's not. It's just stained. It's clean. It's just stained with lots of things that I've passed through it over the years. I suppose if I could bleach it, but that would weaken the cloth and then have to throw it away. But it's just a useful bit of cloth to have in the cupboard. So it's certainly split. Oops, bumping the camera into curds and whey. So let's see what happens. Very interesting, eh? I don't know if I will have a word with my cheesemonger friend. Ah, he just grabbed me as best mate the other day. I won't pull him up on it. And we'll see how this. We'll see if there are people who manufacture cheese with milk powder. I don't think they probably want it very well known if they do manufacture cheese out of milk powder. But I'm just curious. I think, you know, we live in it's a very strange time at the moment in the world, and I don't think it's going to get that much easier anytime soon. So we can't always get what we want in the supermarkets. It's not that bad at the moment, but I don't know what's going to happen in the future. So and I'm always just kind of curious. So I had to make a tiramisu the other week, and it was kind of quite difficult to get hold of enough mascarpone or mascarpone. And I had to go a few different supermarkets, which wasn't too kind of bad, but I just kind of thought to myself, oh, that's kind of quite interesting. And the backup plan would be to buy as much mascarpone as I could, and then kind of like doctor it with ricotta or something like that. And then I kind of thought to myself, well, what if we can't find any ricotta? Then what we're going to like? What's the next kind of move? Because I don't want to kind of say to my customers, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do your tiramisu because I can't get hold of any mascarpone. Do you know, I never kind of want to be able to do that. So I always kind of be wanting what's the alternative, what can we do, what's the backup plan, what's the backup plan, you know, like think outside the box. So it looks like we can make curds from powdered milk. And there we go. So I'll let it drain, and then we'll do some kind of yield. Let's have a bit of a taste, actually. Let's have a bit of a taste, just out of curiosity. Yeah, it's got that milk powder flavour to it. So I always kind of think milk powder tastes a little bit like malted milk, you know, like Ovaltine and those type of drinks. So I always think it tastes a little bit malty, does powdered milk. But it tastes a little bit like that. So it's like a soft kind of blancmange kind of thing at the moment. But anyway, so interesting. But we'll drain, we'll cool, and then we'll kind of see what kind of yield we get out of it. Right, it has cooled and strained. So let's have a look at it. Let's see what's happened with it. Oh, certainly curds, aren't they? Certainly curds of some description. It's a little bit wet, that's fine. It's still got a little bit of that dried milk kind of flavour. So I've got my scales set up. So we'll see what kind of yield we get from 75 grams worth of milk powder. It's lost a bit of its acidity as well. I've got hands from the last project. So, this way. Alright, so that gives us 162 grams worth of cheese curds. There's a little bit left in there, but there we go. So, we can make cheese curds and ricotta from powdered milk, which is interesting. I don't know about any practical implications. Interesting all the same, therefore a success. Really should have a taste of the whey, shouldn't we? Let's see what that tastes like. It just tastes like whey. I think you know, if we're going to be making cheese, I think you really should be using whole milk. Milk powder is made from semi-skimmed milk, which it means that it's had most of the fat removed out of it, or quite a large percentage of the fat removed out of it. And if you're making cheese, you really should be using milk with a high fat content. But anyway, so a success. It worked. Don't know what I'm going to use it. Well, I do know what I'm going to use it for. But there we go. Yeah, a success.